Hi, this is what I'm calling a real-time moment of support. These videos are going to be a little bit more raw because they're literally moments where I pick up the camera during a time when I'm struggling. Um, because I find throughout the day there are so many of these moments where you just need to stop, ground yourself, and take a breath. So, yes, the videos are a little less refined. I didn't prepare myself. Right now I'm in my pajamas, my hair is not done, and I'm still in bed. And what happened to create this moment is that last night when I was planning my next day, I had several things that I wanted to do in the morning on the computer. This involved doing some self-writing, and then I had several things to do to work on a project that I'm working on. And as soon as I started doing the self-writing this morning, I started to develop this pressure within me. This is the pressure that normally leads to picking. And it's like I couldn't sit still. I was squirming. I couldn't focus. I was writing my document and then I started checking Facebook or, looking at different tabs. And then all of a sudden I was craving candy and craving to eat and craving to pick my skin. And just one moment. Okay, I'm back. And I noticed myself getting up, uh, pulling myself away from sitting in front of the computer because it was the writing and just even the process of getting things accomplished that for some reason was causing this internal buildup and pressure. And I still feel it now, so I'm just going to talk it out. So, as I'm writing, my thoughts were going into the fact that my writing wasn't clear, that it was taking a long time. And this is another pattern that plays out is that I woke up at 6:30 in the morning. It is now almost 10 o'clock, and I've literally done one document. And that even builds up reactions because I had a plan to finish a certain amount of tasks by a certain time, and now I'm way behind because I've been having this internal battle and struggle and fighting myself to even be able to sit in front of my computer and do the writing. Um, so, as I said, I was having a bunch of judgments coming up about what the writing would be like, how it would be received by others. And in this, what I see is that I'm constantly looking at my work through the eyes of others. And one of the points that came up for me recently was the fact that the work that I do, I don't always necessarily do it from a starting point of self expression, doing it for me first, but always thinking about doing it for others and what will others think. And this is where I open the doors for thoughts such as it's not good enough, um, it's not going to be received well, it's unclear, just real self sabotage going on because, I'm valuing what I'm doing based on the perception of others, which is something I can't control and something I don't even know, I can't even see. Um, so this is a moment where I'm going to push through and sit down in front of my computer and write because I don't think that there's anything I can do to make it easier right now. I think sometimes we really do just have to push through. But to support myself, I am going to remind myself of why am I doing this work? And the answer to that question is to express myself, to really have a self honest look at what I'm trying to say and find the right words to say and express it. So, right now, I even feel a little bit of the pressure coming off. Um, and just in having kind of spoken that realization to take my work back from having put it out there in my mind, projected my work out onto an invisible audience and started to thinking of all the negative things they'll say about my work. So just bringing that back in to myself, bringing it back to self, back to me, where my work is literally first and foremost just a a self-expression, a document with my words expressing what I see and feel, realize, and understand. Okay, so thanks for spending this moment with me. I do feel a bit more ready to jump back in and accomplish my tasks. Also, forgiving myself for the procrastination and the distraction, the fact that it's later than I would have liked, and also recognizing myself for the support I have given myself. I mean, I did get through one document, and that was the self-writing, where I forgive myself for having completely rejected parts of myself that I find unforgivable. So I worked through that in a document, and taking a moment right now to appreciate the fact that I did that, to appreciate the fact that I took this moment to support myself in real time instead of just suppressing it, pushing it down, and having more hours of the day wasted by pacing around, moving in a million different directions, going into distractions and addictions, and grounding myself back here. I mean, it's just writing a document. That's all it is. I can do that. All right. Thank you very much. Bye. Hi. I just wanted to share a little update on my real-time moment of support that I had yesterday morning. Yesterday was a tough one. It's what you would call a bad day. I had that moment of support, and it was supportive in the moment for a moment. What I found was that I had to do that all day long. I had to stop and remind myself, ground myself, appreciate myself, and it happened all day long. And it took me a long time to get started on the projects that were overwhelming me in the moment. And when I did finally start on the projects, it was much later in the day than I had wanted to. So that was, of course, causing reactions that I had to breathe through, remind myself that this is a process that I'm walking. So I did push yesterday. I pushed and pushed and pushed. And what I realized is that we have bad days. It's those days where it's going to be a fight. And it's not just going to be stopping one time to give ourselves a moment of support. It's going to be stopping over and over all day long. But the outcome was that I did get the project started, and that gave me an idea of what I had to look forward to in a direction. And when I felt more directed, I felt more stable. And when I woke up this morning, I was ready to go. I felt much more stable, much more grounded. It was also a bit of a tough day today, but I was able to work with it. So just to point out that sometimes when we have these moments of support for ourselves, it's not going to be instant change, and that when we have bad days, to really push and fight, because there is a tomorrow, and you can make your tomorrow so much better if you fight for yourself and your stand during the tough days. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.